What is up, hooligans? And happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. Gonna read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you guys are doing so far today. Then, of course, we will be getting things started. Now, before we get any further, I want to remind you guys, if you would like to join the website, right now is the time to do it. Go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. That way you can watch today's live, you can post in Hooligans Alley, and you can hang out with all the hooligans in the group chats, and you'll even be able to join us Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern time for our voice chat, which is a lot of fun. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. We're going to be starting off with a video titled GPS Spoofing Impacts Thousands of Commercial Flights. It's really interesting. I've never heard of GPS spoofing being used for these reasons. It's almost like using a VPN where you're kind of tricking a GPS system, except in this case, it's throwing off sensors and stuff for commercial airlines, which is no good. Then we got a Peter Ducey video. It's titled, "This Would Be an Extraordinary Development," talking about Hyena Harris going to the border for the first time. She's the border czar, right? Can't tell. She won't go down to the border. We'll see if she actually makes it. Then we got video title, "Florida Dad turns in son after school shooting threat," the police say. It's an interesting video. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's pretty crazy to turn in your own 10-year-old. Then we got a video titled, "Trump gives local mom 100 doll hairs to pay for groceries. A complete surprise," they say. It's kind of a feel-good video. I like that he's like, yeah, we'll do that and more from the White House. Like, tell him you got to vote him in. You want those groceries to be cheaper, you got to vote for the Orange Eagle. Then we got video title, "Walz Vance prep for debate that could influence the race." It's obviously details about the upcoming debate. The debate will be happening October 1st, which is this upcoming Tuesday. We will be covering it live, and it's going to be a good time, so definitely look forward to that. Then we have a video titled, "Warning of Gang Warfare Between U.S.-Based Gangs and Venezuelan's TDA gang that's taking over." We've been saying this for a while, so we're just kind of waiting for the gang war to kick off. Then our last of the news is titled, "Son of Donald Trump Assassination Attempt." I don't know why they worded it like that. "Ryan Root's son has been arrested on child sex crimes." So not only is his dad a piece of shit because he was aiming at the president, but his child is no good neither. Then we got two funny videos of the day. The first one is titled, "What It's Like to Be Married to a Hooligan." And then our official funny video of the day is titled, "We Need More Holy Water." All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Guess Some J? What's up, Alistair? What's up, 10 Man? What's up, Breeze by You? What's up, Russell? What's up, Matt? What's up, Damsel? What's up, Wad? What's up, RK? What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. Oh, let's see. Are we doing good on Rumble? We gotta be, right? Come on, dude. Hair Juice, there we go. Happy freedom, you hooligans over on Rumble. Do. Alistair, you were first today. I appreciate you racing in the chat and being omnipresent. Alistair, you're a badass. What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Zupia? What's up, Breeze by You? Breeze by You, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, High Plains Drifter? Happy freedom. Russell, you're omnipresent. I appreciate you. What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, MU? What's up, Cody? What's up, Schulers? What's up, Spicy K? What's up, 78? And what's up, Green Falcon? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on Rumble. Hit that like button. See if you can get us on the front page. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? What's up, XX5? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Tony Rich? What's up, Matt? Happy freedom. And what's up, everyone over on the communism platform? Mr. Satan, you're omnipresent. I appreciate you. What's up, Proud Patriot Girly? What's up, Carolyn? What's up, Scott? What's up, Mike? What's up, Big Chap? Happy freedom. What's up, Andrew? Andrew, I am sick as shit today, but appreciate you being here with us. Oh, Ashley made it back. Can't wait. Can't wait. Inauguration day is going to be so good. We're going to roast Ashley. That's the only reason I keep her around. What's up, Bunny Rabbit? Happy freedom to you. And before we get any further, I'll give a huge shout out to Wad. Thank you so much for bringing me the jerky, sending me the jerky, and the other gift. I really appreciate you, Wad. Thank you so much for the support. And then huge shout out to Zupia. What is this? I don't know if I'm saying this right. It's either Trees, TR3S. It's the good stuff. That's all I know. We're going to be trying this near the end of the live. We're not going to do it right now because I don't know how bad it's going to do me up. But it's going to be good stuff. So shout out to you, Zupia. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into things. Whew, I feel terrible. Oh, I had to fight with the damn post office to get those stupid packages. I went in there and the lady says, I'm going to start making you wash dishes and mop the floor. And I said, excuse me? She said, well, if you keep putting down the post office as the address for your packages, we're going to have to do something. And I said, well, I already told you, you're welcome to charge me for these packages if you want to, because they're all bent out of shape that you guys are sending UPS to the post office. UPS is dropping off these packages. I go to the post office and pick them up. The post office doesn't make any money off of that. So they're pissed. They originally threatened to charge me double shipping. You guys would pay for it to get to me, and then I would have to pay for it again for them to hand it to me. I told them I was fine with that. They didn't like that. I had to explain to them I can't just give away my home address, which was their suggestion. And I told them because of the threat and all of that. Well, today we had a falling out again, and I had to reinform her I cannot just put my address on the fucking internet. She said, well, you've been doing this for years, and you look fine so far. And I said, well, what's your name so I can write it down? That way, if something bad happens to me because you're going to force me to use my home address, we can make you an accessory to an assassination attempt. She said, well, it doesn't matter to me as long as I don't have to look at you anymore. I told her to eat shit. I told her to shut her fucking mouth and that my tax doll hairs pay for her check and to keep the lights on around this motherfucker. And then walked up out of there. So, is there any suggestions of what I should do to get around this, or maybe how I could fuck this woman's life up and fuck her out of her damn retirement, because that's what she deserves for talking to me like that? One or the other is going to happen. We're going to figure it out, but just want you guys to know the shit that I have to go through in a fucking day. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into this first video here. It's titled GPS Spoofing Impacts Thousands of Commercial Flights. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you guys, we have these outraged hooligan t-shirts. It says, if you are not outraged, you are not paying attention. These shirts come, or this design comes in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, stickers, dog tags, and more. Today I got on the plain Jane Jeff Mac t-shirt. I'm going to drop the link, or not the link tree, but the merch store link in the chat so you guys can check out all the good stuff. Let's get this rolling.
GPS spoofing is creating chaos for commercial flights worldwide, putting pilots and also passengers at potential risk. It's a tactic that uses fake signals to confuse aircraft navigation systems by mimicking real GPS data. These military-grade false signals, if you will, have triggered fake alerts, reset navigation systems, misdirected flight paths for pilots. I mean, this is scary. GPS spoofing incidents have surged from a few dozen in February to over 1,100 daily flights in August. That's according to Sky Data Services and Zurich University. Let's bring in Peter Greenberg, News Nation travel editor, to break all of this down for us. Peter, good morning to you. Talk about unnerving here, right? I mean, in layman's terms, how exactly does spoofing work, and who are the bad actors at play?
Well, we don't know who the bad actors are in particular, but what we can tell you is we know where they are. And where these incidents are occurring are over areas of conflict around the world, where the airlines may be flying their flight paths. In Ukraine, Russia, parts of the Middle East and the Gulf, India, Pakistan, and some other areas of conflict. And I'll give you an example. Every commercial airline carries on in the cockpit something called a GPWS. That stands for Ground Proximity Warning System. On an approach to an airport, as you're going down your glide path, it lets the pilots know if they're flying below the glide slope so that they don't hit a mountain or land too soon. Yeah. Well, if you're at 32,000 feet and the GPWS goes off, that's crazy. It never supposed to happen at that altitude. That's been happening a lot. You're seeing erroneous signals happening in cockpits where the instruments suddenly fail and then reset. That's one thing if it happens at 30,000 feet, but during landing or takeoff, critical moments in any flight, that poses a serious danger.
Yeah, and I know some of these pilots are even getting, told by the plane, pull up, pull up, pull up, and they're at 32,000 feet and they're not near anything. And, right. And by the way, this is different from GPS jamming, right, where the GPS is thrown off entirely and you don't know where you are.
Correct. And that pull up is the ground proximity warning system, which gives the pilot an audio alarm and a verbal command, pull up right away. When the pilot's in, jam the throttles forward and pull up. not applicable at 32,000 feet. So the pilots have now been given special briefings, and their pre-flight briefings on every flight when they're traveling over these areas, because it's happening more and more. It's something called ECM. That stands for electronic countermeasures, used by the military in areas of conflict to either deflect or defend against drones or incoming missiles, to send them those false signals to throw them off course. Yeah. It's one thing to do that with an incoming missile, an incoming airplane, a whole other story.
Yeah. And what's the risk that passengers face? I mean, how disastrous could this be, Peter?
Well, the good news is it's not happening around the U.S., number one. Mm-hmm. And number two, we've identified the areas where it's coming from, so the pilots are alert. However, pilots are heavily tasked during moments of takeoff and landing. And if these systems fail during that period of time, it's a real problem for everyone. Now, there is some good news. The industry is now updating their systems to come up with new approaches, new configurations on their materials and their systems to change this. But those systems will not be in place for at least a year, because they have to be built, they have to be tested, and they have to be approved. So for the moment, it's back to the pilots getting briefed so that they're aware of it and they can anticipate it before it happens.
So is this now part of their, day-to-day training? You think now that it's becoming 1,100 incidents just in August alone? I mean, that's, this is skyrocketing. How well prepared do you think they are to handle this?
Well, I can tell you for a fact that if a pilot is flying over Eastern Europe, Russia, Ukraine, parts of the Gulf and the Middle East, they're being briefed on this before they ever get on the flight. They know what to look for. They're prepared for it.
Yeah, those are major corridors, no doubt about it. Peter Greenberg, thank you so much for breaking this one down for us. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right. So I've actually heard of GPS spoofing before, but I've never heard of it being used in this fashion. This is going to sound really stupid, but when you play games like Pokemon Go, where the video game on your phone is connected to your GPS, back during the lockdowns, we weren't allowed to leave the house. So what people were doing to play games like Pokemon Go is they were using GPS spoofing software. And that way you could sit in your house and change your GPS location without actually getting off the couch. And that way you could walk your little character around and catch your Pokemon, do whatever you're going to do. And there's a few other similar reasons I've seen people use GPS spoofing, but I have never seen attacks or anything like that. It's really interesting. And it's crazy how we keep having all this cyber warfare and nobody does anything. Like that update that came out and dropped a third of the world's internet just out of nowhere, just, messed up those systems and stuff. Airplanes had to be grounded. Trains were having trouble departing from stations. There was all kinds of stuff going on. They don't talk about that. They didn't talk about that being fixed because a lot of it wasn't fixed. They just don't want people to be scared, so they don't talk about it. Same thing like, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember if it was verification or something like that. Some company got hit and everybody's social security number potentially was hijacked in the country. That was in the news for about 24 hours. And you don't hear anything about it now. Because they don't want people to be scared, especially because elderly people already don't know how to use technology. So if they go out there and admit that we're vulnerable to cyber attacks from all angles on a personal level as well as on a professional level, when they're hitting hospitals and schools and government buildings and stuff like that with these cyber attacks, nobody's doing anything about it. These criminals are hard to catch, if not impossible. And a lot of times you don't know what's going on until it's too late. So preventative measures only works while it works. But as soon as they make it through the door, you don't know it until they start making changes and you get notifications and stuff like that. So we're real vulnerable to cyber attacks, which really sucks. It's actually so bad that if you use the word that rhymes with smackers on YouTube, those people are listening so closely that your closed captions will generate that word and it will become metadata, and those people will target your videos just for using that word by using the data inside YouTube, which is really crazy. I only have that problem when I say that word on YouTube. Any other platform, I don't see it. I use it on YouTube and all of a sudden I get 10 emails how people are trying to change my passwords and shit. We are very vulnerable to this, and they don't want to be honest about it because they're all a bunch of fucking traitors and liars anyway. So can't expect them to tell us the truth, especially if it's gonna make people panic. What's up, True Crazy Happy Freedom? Next up, we have a Peter Ducey video. It's titled, "This Would Be an Extraordinary Development," talking about Hyena Harris making her way to the border. I don't know what she's going to do down there, and I don't know. Something makes me feel like she's going to get sidetracked, not actually make it all the way down to the border. That's just my opinion. Either way, we're going to read through the chat, see what your hooligans think about GPS spoofing. What's up, Cassandra? Happy freedom. Russell, we get hit with cyber attacks daily at work. Yeah. See, and like, what's the repercussions? Like, do they ever figure out who did it? The most I've seen that you can do is there's like an FBI report page. And you can, if you can get their IP address and stuff, you can report them as cyber criminals. Now, I don't know what that'll equal. Probably them knocking on your door asking you why you post funny memes and stuff like that. But at least there's, you know, a little hotline or something you can do. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Breeze by you, eventually Cunt Miller will come down with the COVID. Could be. Could be. Breeze by you, this makes flying so much more attractive. Not. Yeah, they're not really giving people good reasons to fly in the plane. They're falling apart in the sky, and you got whistleblowers being smoked and stuff. There's all kinds of bad stuff. Yeah, Snooks, I talked to the postmaster. The local postmaster is the one that's pushing this, saying that basically they don't care about giving up my private information, which could equal to me getting smoked. They said they're not worried about that. There's got to be something, though. I can't be the only person that needs to receive packages but can't, you know, provide my personal address. I don't understand why this is so difficult. Stupid. Those people at the post office are so stupid. I'm telling you, if I could fuck them out of their retirement, I am so going to do that. I did that to people at the factory I was working with, too. People want to push me around and bully me because they're old and they don't want to do what they're supposed to do when I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do and they're in my way. There was some lady who was 2 weeks away from retirement. She'd been working like 30 years in the factory. She wanted to talk down to me and use slurs against me. A week later, she left without her pension. I hope she's working at McDonald's right now, eating shit. Fuck her. That's why you gotta be nice to people. You never know. Schuller's, yeah, it is a P.O. box. Uhelian, the border will be constructed. Wait a minute. Constructed pile of bullshit. A pile of bullshit. Yeah, Uhelian. What's up, Rip Curl? Happy freedom. What's up, Information Warlord? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rappy? What's up, Black White Bull? Happy freedom to you. Stoner, I used to cheat on Pokemon Go too. I've never got that stuff to work. Spoofing the GPS. I just left the house and risked the $1,200 ticket from Whitmer. I was just like, I'm not going to catch COVID playing Pokemon. I'll be all right. Whitmer's Gestapo showing up. Where you going, boy? So I'm getting medical supplies. They were like, don't look like it. You want to give me a ride? Blowing them kisses and shit. They're like, no, no, no. We don't want your germs. The droplets. The droplets are going to kill grandma. Mm-hmm. Alistair spoofing for, what is this? Ingress was highly illegal and highly beneficial. I don't know what you're talking about, Alistair. Zupia, we have to put the post office address followed by the specific number at the end. Is the number the P.O. box? If it is, they can't say shit to you. Yeah, Zupia, that's exactly what's happening. As you guys are sending the packages to the post office box that I pay like $80 for every 6 months, and they're mad about it. They're mad that I'm using the post office box the way you're supposed to use the post office box. Yeah, Zupia, that's what I'm not mad because I'm an asshole. I'm mad because they're mistreating me, and I know they are. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom. Yeah, Stoner, my P.O. box is listed as for a business as well. Schulers, fuck them. They can't do anything. Yeah. Well, and I don't think they can. I think that's why they keep, like I'm saying, I had to walk away from this woman because she wouldn't stop fighting with me. She didn't have any right answers. I was like, what are you guys going to do about it? They were like, well, there isn't nothing we could do. We're just mad because we're not making any money off of this. I was like, well, I told you I'd pay for the shipping. And they said, well, no, we don't want that. Well, then what do you want? Because I got the package. You don't like it. I offered to pay for it. You don't want my money. What do you want? Good old-fashioned punch in the face. That's what they want. I won't give it to them because they're a federal worker. But the day she quits, she might be on the menu. Just saying. What's up, Cerebrus? Happy freedom. What's up, cash flow? It's scary as fuck. Yeah, traveling in an aircraft and have it get spoofed. Now, they know where they're going for the most part, but you get DEI pilots, you mix all these situations together, they're going to crash the nose of that plane right into the cement. Hopefully that never happens. What's up, Susan? Happy freedom. U-Town, she's going to Taco Bell. She needs to go somewhere. I've been telling you guys for years, go into the post office just to see miserable people that hate their life. It ain't my fault. She hates being a postal worker so much, she should go work somewhere else. You know, just saying. What's up, Alex? Happy freedom. Big chap, for every positive effect, expect about 20 negative effects. Yeah, big chap. Big chap, if you're paying for a P.O. box and they are getting paid, what the fuck? It's because they want to make extra doll hairs. That's why. And it ain't, you know what kills me? They're not the ones receiving the money. It goes to the business. It's not like the lady screaming at me in the counter, she's missing out on her 20 bucks. She makes the same amount of money whether I receive packages or not. So I don't understand why that's the hill she wants to die on. You know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Mike, what is the IG? Says I'd call the IG, but I don't know what that is. Andrew, is that part made by DEI Boeing? You never know. Snooks, we gotta wait till she gets a new profession. You can't punch post office workers, they're federal workers. Sure, Chris, it sounds like a throat punch is in order. I mean, she's ordered it. It just ain't been delivered yet. You like that? Mm-hmm. Alistair, Ingress was a game that came out before Pokemon. You had to connect portals across states and countries by going to those locations. Huge teams worldwide. Interesting, Alistair. I can't believe I've never heard of that. Seppa, just ignore them. I can't. Every single time I go to get my mail, I have to fight this fight. I can't ignore that. I go, hi. Here's a yellow card that was in my P.O. box, signaling that there was a package too big to stick in the P.O. box. And they turn around and put the package on the table and then start doing this to me. I can't stand fighting that. Like, I can't stand that. You know, I talk about that all the time. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. It's always soft and stupid people that be the loudest. Like, I hit you so hard your grandkids will feel it. Like, don't fucking do that to me, you know? I'm a good person, not a nice person. And I hate when people try to pull that out of me. Like, take this smile and let me be polite to you. Don't make me hurt you in front of everybody. Like, shit. I don't know why people are like that. Stupid. I want people to be happy and whole, not come bother me, so I got to break them in half like a Kit Kat. Anyways, this next video is by Peter Ducey. It's titled, "This Would Be an Extraordinary Development." Talking about Hyena Harris making her way to the border, or blowing guys at the border, or whatever she's going to do. You know, you never know. You never know. Maybe she'll even take old man Walter with her. Either way, let's get this rolling. Don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
All right, let's talk politics. Election day is 6 weeks from today. Meanwhile, Vice President Harris is reportedly considering making a stop at our southern border during her trip to Arizona this Friday. That visit to the battleground state comes as the Democratic nominee tries walking back a number of her previous border stances.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Ducey is live at the White House. Hey, Peter.
Good morning, and for most of the vice president's flip-flops, the Harris campaign has been able to tell us she changed her position. Here it is now. But for some reason, they cannot tell us whether or not she has changed her position on a 2019 stance she had, making people brought to this country illegally as children U.S. citizens. Axios is reporting Harris pledged in 2019 to take 4 executive actions as president that would give 2 million dreamers a path to citizenship and shield more than 6 million undocumented immigrants from deportation. Asked this week whether she'd take those same executive actions, her campaign declined to answer. The Harris team is so shy about this now, which would be a surprise to 2018 Kamala Harris, Grand Marshal of the annual Kingdom Day Parade in Los Angeles, where she was standing beside actor Jussie Smollett, chanting, "Down with deportation."
Prostitute.
Up with education, down with deportation. Up with education, down with deportation. Up with education, down with deportation. Up with education, down with deportation.
The vice president's border experience has been tough to track. She insists now that she was not the border czar, never was, but she has tried to keep some street cred about the border, like when we traveled with her there for her only trip as vice president a few months after President Biden put her in charge of the root causes of migration.
How did you decide that right now was the right time to make your first trip to the border?
Well, it's not my first trip. I've been to the border many times.
As the person in charge of the response.
Because as I've long said, I said back in March I was going to come to the border, so this is not a new plan.
She has not been back since then, but there is a possibility she could visit in Arizona on Friday, according to a report in the New York Times. If she does, that would be an acknowledgement by the Harris campaign that the border is a huge liability for her ahead of the election 6 weeks from today. Back to you.
Yeah, Peter, the big thing that she keeps saying when asked is I'm the only one here to prosecute transnational gangs. But those were her days a couple of times in California. Does that hold up today is the bigger question. Does that show she's tough on the border? Or does your exchange show that she's not tough on the border?
Well, to your point, just look at the arc of her career. She did prosecute transnational gangs, and then she was elected U.S. Senator. And then that video where she is chanting "down with deportation." So we are supposed to believe that her experience with all these hardcore human smugglers and gang members and traffickers doing business across the border in California led her to want fewer deportations in 2018.
And Peter, we have no idea for sure whether or not she's going to go on Friday, but we do know two things that she probably will say. She's going to say, we tried to fix it, but Donald Trump pulled the plug on that bipartisan border bill. She's also, I bet you $1, she says that border crossings are the lowest right now that they have been since 2020, because apparently, I was reading in the paper today, that is true.
Yeah, well, they redefined the way that they count those crossings.
And it would, I'll take that dollar bet. By the way, it would make sense that she would say that because that's what she's been saying. But the things that she's been saying have her way behind Trump on the border. And for her to go on Friday would be extraordinary because she's been, I know they say she's not the border czar. They don't like that term. But she's been in charge of the root causes of migration. She still felt pressure to go about 3 months after President Biden gave her that gig. Hasn't been back since. And if they thought that everything was great, like you just described the talking point, Trump killed the bipartisan deal, border crossings are down, they wouldn't go. But they feel like they have to go if that's what happens on Friday.
Such a good point.
Well, Peter, if you lose that bet, if I lose the bet, I'm taking it out of your allowance, okay?
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Dang. Right out of Peter Ducey's allowance. I didn't know. In Biden's economy, you still need an allowance as a grown man from your parents or else you can't make it. That's how it goes. Anyways, I like that they called Hyena Harris out. She's like, yeah, we're going to the border. They were like, yeah, for the first time. She was like, well, it ain't the first time. They were like, well, pretty much since you've been VP. She was like, anyways, da-da-da-da-da. They were like, well, at least you're finally going. She's like, well, this was planned back in March. Nothing. She's just such a dumbass. Just flat out dumbass. It's unbelievable. If this isn't her first time going to the border, when was she at the border? You hooligans know? Because I'm pretty sure she hasn't ever been to the border. Not since she's been VP. So unless I'm wrong, somebody let me know. Next up, Florida dad turns in son after school shooting threat, the police say. Turned in his own 10-year-old. It's really interesting. I have a lot of questions about all of this. Because, you don't really take a 10-year-old that seriously. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll get into it. I'm really interested in what you hooligans think about all of that. Like I said, we'll get into it next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Hyena Harris going to the border. Hair juicer. Look at this. Me to USPS. Go fuck yourself. For real, that's exactly what I was doing. Like, I had a bad day and it just got all worse, you know? So she was in a town close-ish to the border. When was that? I don't remember her even being near the border. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to remember. Breeze by you, she won't actually see anything important. No, I don't think so. And I wonder if they're going to clean it up like when old man Walter went there. They cleared it all up, and then he went there and they act like it was all great and stuff. You know, and they keep mentioning, they're like, oh, border numbers are low right now. But they don't mention how they're low because they're flying in the border crossers. That's why they're low at the border. They ain't got to walk anymore. They get flown right in. Doo-doo-doo. What's up, RK? Happy freedom. Zero, she went to El Paso last year. They cleaned it up at first, though. Was she with old man Walter? I don't remember her being there. I remember old man Walter going, though. Guess beat up your local mailman. I told you about that rapper dude. I don't remember if we were live or we were doing the voice chat. That local rapper dude around here beat up the postman. He was over there rapping about how he was a felon. Like, yeah, but you got beat up, dude. I already shit his pants, so it was like, I don't know. Anyways. Breeze by you, wherever she ends up. Well, you know where she'll end up and be in hell if she don't change her ways. I'm just saying. Zero at a family dinner going to try fried green tomatoes for the first time. Well, I hope it's good, Zero. Matt, she'll go nowhere important. Wherever she goes will be swept up, make it look good. Yeah, Matt, that's totally what I expect too. Hair juicer, she's just jealous of Snooks. You know it. You know it. She just looks like an angry ball sack with teeth. I just can't get that image out of my head. There's no other description that matches Hyena Harris so well. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom. Trick Chris, I'm literally making tacos. I'm making tacos too. You got me motivated over here. I got everything I need. Right after the live, I'll be cooking it up. What's up, Abusive? Happy freedom. Tree herder near the border on her fat ass where she tries to wipe as close as she's been. Yeah, tree herder, I believe you. I believe you. Prison hug, she's going down there to hug all the illegals with some hope and joy. You know it. You know it. She's gonna be handing out the EBT cards herself. Red Cross blanket for you. She's gonna think she's Oprah. She's probably gonna do the accent and everything. What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom to you. Bill Clay, did he just say I'm Brian? Kill me. Yeah. Yeah, that is what he said. It's so, the censorship was so bad on YouTube. I used to try to stop the videos before he said it because I was too concerned that YouTube would give us a strike over it, thinking we had content where somebody was about to delete themselves, because that's how stupid the community guidelines are on YouTube. Zupia, she's such trash. I can't stand her. Yeah, Zupia. I know. I feel the same way. She's just a big clown. Well, I mean, Tim Walz is visually the clown, but Hyena Harris has the brain of a clown. And it's just disgusting when you see people trying to say that she's the right choice, and they don't have reasons. They can only cut down the Orange Eagle and claim that Hyena Harris is the choice. They always bring up, you know, they want to kill babies and she's going to let them do it. Or she's a woman, when really Democrats don't even know what a woman is. Democrats are trying to erase women, you know, sticking dudes in women's sports and mutilating their children and all that stuff. So it's no good. They don't have a leg to stand on. It scares me that there's people who are proud thinking they're going to vote for her and all that. That's what worries me. Like, holy. Dutton, that's an insult to Bozo. I agree. I agree. What's up, tree herder? Happy freedom. If I didn't get you already. My brain is melting right now. I didn't take my temperature again, but I was at 104 last time you seen me. I don't know what the high score is. Cerebrus. The only time knee pad Harris was at the border was in her mom's belly right before she became an anchor baby. Jesus loves us. Yeah, Cerebrus. You know. Her mom had to have a C-section and had her cut out her asshole. That's what it was. Her mama shit her out and kept her. That's how it went. Little butthole baby. That's alright. Lisa, thanks for making me vomit. You're welcome. What's up, Duck and Felonies? Happy freedom to you. Backwoods, I'm sick of censorship. Not if you're watching on YouTube, you're not. Mushroom. Oh, Steve Ducey. Read it in a paper, so it must be true. Steve Ducey, yeah. I only see him in these videos. He's going to take away Peter's allowance. That stuff smoked me. I wasn't thinking he was going to say that. Breeze by you, I forget it was Tuesday. Sam, we're going to find those. We're going to have to sell those at the merch store. The Taco Tuesday special. It's only sold to her, though. I see dude hooligans buying that. You're getting banned. You're getting banned. Yep. Supia, I saw the first soy boy of my life over the weekend with a vote for Harris shirt on. He looked exactly how you would think, or how you think he does. He was nice, though, unlike the fat bitch who flipped me off with my MAGA hat. Yeah, Zupia, that's how it goes. Even when they're nice, though, it's just the calm before the storm. If they're brave enough to spend a few doll hairs on a Harris t-shirt, you know they ain't got a whole lot of sense in that skull. Wayward, if Trump doesn't win, we'll be listening to Jeff from a walkie-talkie soon. You know, I was actually just thinking, because we have some radio signals that we were using back in 2020, and I'm trying to think what the app was called. We're going to have to bring up some ham radio stuff. We're going to have to do all that just in case. We did that stuff back in 2020 because we were on the brink of who knows what. We'll see. We'll see how things go. The Orange Eagles got to win. I ain't even expecting him to lose. We have to go out there and vote. We have to make him win. That's the name of the game. We have to make him win. That's what we got to do. There ain't no if he loses. No. We need to go vote. We got to get our friends to vote. We got to get our family to vote. We got to get Klaus Daniels registered. Orange Eagles got to win. That's what we're doing. Orange Eagles got to win. All right, let's get into this. This is Florida dad turns in his son after school shooting threat, says the police. Now, before we get into this, I want to give you guys a real quick reminder here. If you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun.
You've been seeing it.
Doo-doo-doo. Now, I don't believe they give you a whole lot of details on this, but I think it's very interesting that he turned in his 10-year-old. I mean, it's good reason, but I just don't take 10-year-olds that seriously. We'll discuss it afterwards. Let's get this rolling. Don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
We have been seeing a new trend. Parents held accountable for crimes committed by their children. Think the Crumbly parents, for example. But we're also seeing parents not taking any chances here. Just last week, a father turned his 10-year-old son into the police over an alleged Snapchat threat to shoot up a Florida high school. News Nation's Xavier Walton joins us with more on this emerging legal trend. Xavier, tell us more, especially as this comes as gun violence among minors is on the rise.
Well, it is on the rise. Marky, good morning. You think about it, this last case, you just said it. A 10-year-old Florida father turns in his own son because he made school threats on Snapchat. But already this school year, and we're just in September here, there have been more than 20 school shootings. Think about that. The school year practically just started, but that gets us to this next point where we are seeing this change in system, if you will. And it began earlier this year. You mentioned the Crumblies, the parents of Ethan Crumbley, convicted and sentenced to at least 10 years in prison for allowing their son to have access to a firearm. They became the first parents convicted in a school mass shooting in the United States. Then, just a few weeks ago, in Georgia, Winder, Georgia, Colin Gray, father of accused school shooter Colt Gray, He was arrested, held without bail on suspicion of second-degree murder and manslaughter. Remember this story? Cops say Colin, this is the dad, allowed his son access to the weapon they believe he used to shoot up Appalachia High School, killing 2 students and 2 teachers. Then in states like California and Illinois as well, they have strict safe storage laws that require firearms to be securely stored, right? Especially when you're talking about being in homes of minors. Failure to do so can result in criminal charges if the weapon is accessed and used in an act of violence. Legal experts say, hey, this is part of a broader trend aimed at curbing preventable tragedies.
To ensure that the adults in their home that have those firearms secure them. They're afraid. They're afraid of the jail, of the penalties. They're afraid of the criminal charges. They're afraid of the process. You look around, the prosecutors are becoming increasingly aggressive against the adults who have not secured the firearms, or in some cases actually given the firearms to those minors.
So critics of the arrests and charges when it comes to parents will agree. They'll say, yes, you know what? Parents do bear some responsibility. But when it comes to the root causes of gun violence in America, at least when it comes to minors, when it comes to inside schools, they say it goes a step further. They say there needs to be, federal legislation that really addresses the safe storage laws or problems, if you will, in the country. But more than 20, we're still in September, Margie. It's just outrageous.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to Join In.
See, they didn't want to provide you with details about the actual story because the whole reason for that video is propaganda to be scared of guns. That's why they did all the talking about school shootings. Oh, we've had 20 and we're only 2 months into the school year. Yeah, what does that have to do with shit? Nothing. Has nothing to do with it. It's fear-mongering. That's all it is. What do you hooligans think about parents being held liable for kids breaking the law, especially if it's something like a school shooting or something like that? And separately, do you think what the dad did for his 10-year-old was the right move? I personally don't necessarily think that was the right move, but I don't know, because my first question is, why the hell does he have a 10-year-old on Snapchat? So I don't use Snapchat because Snapchat's for hoes. That's how it goes. That's why all the messages delete. That's why all the stories delete. Everything is self-deleting on that app. That's why you see women selling their feet and hoo-ha and butthole and everything else on that app. There's drug dealers using the app. I'm honestly surprised that they picked up the CEO from Telegram to go after him for what his users are doing, because apparently they've never seen Snapchat. Because Snapchat's got all kinds of bad stuff on there. And like I said, it ain't used by anybody but hoes and criminals. So why you got a 10-year-old on there? That doesn't make any sense to me, because it used to be the filters. So all the prostitutes, they used to use the excuse, well, I only use it because I like the filters. Well, now everything's got filters. All platforms got filters now. So what's the real reason, So I really wonder why they got a 10-year-old on Snapchat. That doesn't make any sense. And who's following the 10-year-old? Do you guys follow 10-year-olds on the internet? Because I don't. And I've said this before, kids don't follow other kids. Kids idolize 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds and stuff. So who's following the 10-year-old? Pedophiles, probably. Recruiters, human traffickers, people like that. And then the kids out there, they say making threats, but I'd like to know exactly what the kids said. What did they consider a threat? Was it a threat? Was it just blatant threatening to do something bad at a school? Or was it taken out of context, or maybe people jump to conclusions or something? How bad was it really? And then, on top of all this going on, dad sees this somehow. How did the dad even see it? Because it's on Snapchat. But sees it somehow and then turns around and is like, let's turn the kid in. Let's send the kid to the police. Now, I'm glad that he didn't cover up his kid committing crime. That's obviously an issue, and we talk about that all the time. Criminals getting shot by police, and mom comes out of nowhere. Kids, 20 years of being a criminal, mom's like, oh, he's such a good boy. And we're like, whatever. No, he obviously wasn't. And so, I don't want the dad to be covering up the crime of the child, but if the child's just talking out of his ass, maybe you need to take his phone away. I don't think a 10-year-old should have a phone. Maybe you should not let him have a Snapchat account. Like I've said before, you wouldn't let your kids go into a bar and start conversing with adults. Why the hell do you let them on social media? Because that's what you're doing. You're letting them interact with adults of all kinds. So it doesn't make any sense. It sounds like the parent's just a bad parent. That's all it sounds like to me. They're just a bad parent. Maybe they're not directly being bad, but they're at least neglecting their kid to a point where they're having access to stuff they shouldn't have access to where they can actually make threats like that. I feel like a 10-year-old shouldn't even have the ability to make a public threat like that. How could they even make access other than walking outside and shouting it out of their head? How, they shouldn't have the resources to even make a threat like that. But either way, I think the dad should be looked at too, in my opinion. Anyways, we're going to read through a little bit and see what you hooligans think about all of that. Next up, we have Trump gives local mom $100 to pay for groceries. Says a complete surprise. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about this 10-year-old being turned in. Let's see. Sure, crazy, they shouldn't have cell phones. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think 10 years old is too young. Snugs, I agree. No social media at that age. Matt might have had the kid's phone tethered to his phone and saw it when he posted it. Yeah, that could be like a parental kind of thing. That definitely could be. Man, parents need to bust their kids' asses and the shit would stop. You're not wrong, 10 man. It's consequence, every problem we cover on here comes back to no consequences. Nobody's held accountable. Things aren't going to change. Here, Juicer, so am I going to get a speeding ticket because my kid drove my car? Would it have to, later, Dad, I'm going street racing. Well, here, Juicer, I don't necessarily think like that, because they have vague terms, So, you're taking a nap. Your kid takes your keys, goes out, hops in the car, starts the car, goes and gets in a car accident. That's a tough one. Because they would have to investigate how was life prior to the incident, what happened during the incident, what happened after the incident, who was all injured, who was killed, how was, has this happened before, things like that. Now, would you be charged for the car accident? No, but could you be charged for neglecting your child? Possibly. Or even child abuse, It depends because they're vague terms. So, if they come up with a reason, they could charge you for it. But it doesn't mean that they could sentence you to it. It just depends. I think that there's no way to hold kids accountable unless you're the parent. You can't really hold other kids accountable. There is no way to do it. You can't go slap somebody else's kid and be like, straighten out. You can't do that. As much as, sometimes they need it. You can't do that. So there's no way to hold children accountable. The only way is to be the parent. But if the parent's not going to hold the kid accountable, we all just have to deal with that? That doesn't sound right. So, in certain instances that are accidents are accidents. But if your kid's a little fucking tyrant and he goes out there and shoots 12 people at a playground, somebody should be held accountable for that. And it depends. And like the instance we were talking about with, I'm trying to think what the last school shooter was. I think it was in Georgia. And the parent is being charged as well as the kid. The kid's being charged as an adult. I think there should be a line there. I think if the parents are going to be charged, then the kid can't be charged as an adult. Because you're saying the kid's not responsible for making their own choices, which is why you're charging the parent. But if you are going to charge the child as an adult, like that school shooter in Georgia earlier, a month ago or whenever it happened, then you shouldn't be able to go after the parent unless the parent was an accessory to the crime. Right? Like a getaway driver or something like that. Then it's a whole separate thing. But I feel like there needs to be a defined line because as much as this works in the right direction, what happens when they just start charging families? When they just find reasons to pin a charge on a kid and then blame both adults and now everybody's going to be incarcerated. There ain't nobody to feed the cats now. The whole family just went to jail because the kid fucked up or was accused of committing crime or whatever. So it is a slippery slope, but I feel like we need something because there's no way to discipline kids that are not your own. Breeze by you parents are not parenting. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Sam. See, and that's how I felt too. When I was younger, there wasn't stuff like this happening. But I always got my ass whooped. RK, my dad would have kicked my ass. Yeah. I got my ass kicked a lot when I was younger. Trigger Crazy. We had hockey sticks in our gun racks. I understand, Trigger Crazy. I understand. Matt, my junior high school had a rifle range under the auditorium. Yeah, but see, they probably weren't scared of guns. And I just think it's really weird because, you know, all of us were kids. But not only were we kids with less entertainment. We have more access to entertainment than ever before in history. Why is it that we were all a bunch of bored kids that had access to guns and rocks and sticks, and we even, you know, called each other gay and stuff like that? Well, we weren't out there smoking each other and stuff. Not like they are today. We weren't cutting our own wieners off either. We weren't doing any of that. And we didn't have phones. We didn't have internet. We couldn't just sit around watching TV all day. I mean, you could try, but you couldn't just watch whatever you wanted. You had to watch whatever was on the TV. Most of the time, it wasn't worth watching. We were that damn bored and still never did that to each other. But here we are, modern children wandering around, finding ways to hurt themselves and hurt other people while they got iPads attached to their face and shit. I don't understand that. Like, there's no way you're so bored you're out there doing drugs and killing your friends and shooting innocent people and so. Like, why? Why? It doesn't make any sense. I think the internet's hurting us. Yeah, Trick Crazy. I can't say it out loud because we got soft platforms watching. Everybody knew I was talking about French cigarettes. Ninja, when did you turn bald? The same time I turned white. You can talk shit about both of them while you eat my ass. What's up, Echo? One word, boom, I know. I know. Matt, BB guns were badass. Yeah. Yeah, I remember fighting with BB guns. One good time was all it took. I was done with that. Sam, we weren't racist either. We didn't think about that stuff like they do nowadays. Yeah, Sam, if we would have known about racism, we would have used it more because it was funny. Everything we said was funny. That's why we like South Park and shit like that, because it was funny. To be vulgar, to hurt each other's feelings was funny. It wasn't to break you down and make you go delete yourself, which it happens sometimes, but not like today. Not like today. You're like telling the dude, you're like, what's up, dude? They're like, it's ma'am. And then they go shoot themselves in the car. And it's like, come on. You sissy. You sissy. You'd have never been able to survive the 90s. Oh, soft ass. Anyways. This next one's titled, Trump gives local mom $100 hairs to pay for groceries. And they say, a complete surprise. This is a pretty good video. If it wasn't news, it would have ended up being our feel-good video of the day. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and get into this. And don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
That's right. While he was in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump made a mom's day, surprising her with big help toward her grocery bill.
Here, it's going to go down a little bit. It just went down $100.
Thank you so much.
We'll do that for you from the White House, all right?
Thank you.
All right, bye. Nice seeing you, everybody.
Yep, he just handed somebody $100. Well, that somebody is that person there, screen left right now. Joining us, those grateful Pennsylvania parents, Jenny and Brian Kantz. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Jenny, tell us a little bit about that. So your cousin owns that store, and the Trump team called up and said, hey, we would like to have a family at the checkout. Is that right?
Yes.
And what else did they tell you?
Not much other than we were hoping to have the opportunity to meet him, and the fact that he handed us $100 was a complete surprise, and it was a great experience.
Brian, how did you feel about that?
It was a pretty neat experience. I got to shake his hand. He was very personable. So, yeah, really neat experience.
How much was the bill, and how has the the rise in prices affected you and your family and your 3 kids?
The total bill was $194 and some change. And the inflation on groceries has definitely affected us. I remember I think it was late 2022 or early 2023, I remember coming home from the grocery store and telling him, I don't even know how to budget for groceries anymore, because it's like every time I go to the store, they just go up and up and up. And that paired with the rising cost of energy, fuel for our vehicles, it just means that we watch a little bit more closely what we spend.
Jenny, as I've been going back and forth to Pennsylvania, I realize that you guys are quite private people. You just go, you work, and you go home. You don't really like sharing your political perspectives. But as you talk with your friends out there that are experiencing the same thing, what are they telling you that they may not be telling these pollsters out there?
Just that, a lot of the moms I know, we've gotten a little bit more creative with how we cook to reduce our costs. We home make a lot of foods. We actually have a group, me and a couple of girlfriends have a group that we share recipes. And that's one way that a couple of us have picked up we're stay-at-home moms, we picked up little side jobs just to kind of pay for those extra things.
Right. Yeah, Brian, sorry, Steve, you want to go ahead?
Well, I was just going to say, I bet you make bigger meals now, so you have the leftovers, so you can stretch the meal that way.
Oh, yeah.
Jenny, I got a question for you. So the former president hands you $100. The inclination with a lot of people would be like, well, Donald Trump just gave me that. I want to keep it, as a souvenir. But it's $100 and your bill is $200. So for a second, did you think, I'm going to keep this rather than give it to the cashier?
Oh, I'm going to frame it.
So do you have the bill?
I do.
Let's see it. You got it right there?
1 second.
Oh, Brian, while she goes and gets that, so I know you own your own business. Oh, there it is. You own your own business. You have 3 boys, and all my friends that have to feed 3 or 4 boys, it's really expensive. There it is. There it is. You own your own business. Your wife is a stay-at-home mom. Sounds like she's doing a good job saving you money. How do you feel about all these price increases? The electric bill, the gas bill, the grocery bill.
Yeah, well, those are things that we can't control, so we have to pay it one way or the other. It would definitely be nice if it was cheaper, but...
what's the name? The place is Sprankles, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you feel like they're gouging you? Because we hear from the vice president that it's price gouging.
No, those are completely...
They're lies.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan has to increase his prices when everything else goes up. The fuel to get the merchandise to the store, the producers of the food, their prices are going up. It's just the natural effect.
I've talked to people that own supermarkets. They are not gouging.
Jenny, real quickly before we let you go, how was Donald Trump the man? I mean, so often people don't get the opportunity to meet him. Was he personal, but did you find him to be genuine, or did you see something differently?
Oh, yeah, he was really personable. He was very complimentary. I mean, he called my kids perfecto, which makes any mom's heart melt,
Yes, that's true.
He was great to talk to, which I had heard that, and I can confirm the rumors are true.
Well, there you go.
Very kind.
And I'm sure, thank you very much, both of you, for joining us today. I'm sure your sons who saw the former president will be talking in class today to explain to their schools about what the former president was like. Jenny and Brian Kantz, who, if you're in that neck of the woods, if you notice somebody's got a framed $100 bill on the wall, that's their house. Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
I'm Steve Ducey.
President Trump out there helping Americans before he even gets in the White House. I've seen someone mention in the chat, people are going to say that President Trump is buying votes. I was thinking that too. I seen that video, I think it was last night when I first saw it on Twitter, and I was thinking the same thing. They're going to turn around and say that he was handing people cash to get those votes. I hope they don't do that, because I don't know how they're going to make it look any otherwise. I know that's not what President Trump was doing, but you see how evil these Democrats are, these Democrat leaders. The Democrat voters are just dummies. They're just people who get not just brainwashed. They enjoy being manipulated and lied to. But the Democrat leaders, they're the ones that are doing all the gaslighting and doing all the manipulation and stuff. So I hope they don't start saying that, but we know what these people look like and how they behave. So that's the big thing I worry about too, because, you know, they love turning something good into something bad. That's what those Democrat leaders do. They see, you know, I mean, look at how they treat MAGA. They act like MAGA is the Klan or some shit like that. Make America great again. People waving American flags and stuff, being pissed that our constitutional rights are being stepped on every day. No, can't really be mad at those people, but they sure find a way, don't they? Every single day. Look at the J6ers. Over-embellished trespassing for the most of them, and they're just sitting there in prison, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, in the gulag. It's not good. Those are political prisoners right there. That shouldn't be happening in our country. You know, we're supposed to be the freest nation. What is going on around here? That's why people are pissed. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to turn that around and make it a bad thing when obviously it was a good thing. Those people were grateful to be around the Orange Eagle. They all are. Everywhere he goes, people excited to see him. People that are suffering when he's not around. And they still got to, you know, they see him and find a reason to smile because he's hope. He's hope for America. Next up we have Walz and Vance prep for debate that could influence the race. As it's self-explanatory, this is details about the upcoming debate. The VP debate will take place October 1st. It's going to be on this upcoming Tuesday. We will cover it. As far as I don't know if we can cover it on YouTube or not. I'm not really sure about that. We'll see when we get there. But we will be covering the debate regardless of what YouTube allows. So look forward to that. We're going to read through the chat really quick, see what you hooligans think about President Trump hanging out with Americans, handing out $100 hairs, and potentially the threat of the evil Democrat leaders because of it. There was something else I was going to do, and now I can't remember. And I just threw my chapstick. I'm having a time right now. Let's see. What's up, 10 Man? That looks badass, Matt. Weird, 10 Man. Where is that happening at? Breeze, but you Democrats are just evil, nasty things. Yeah, and I think that's what they get out of it. It's like the race is what they care about more than the destination. Look at blue cities. They already got it all to themselves. Look at Portland. And they just keep just burning it and burning it till nobody wants to be there. Because they're not happy. They can't be happy. The pursuit of destruction, destroying everything, makes them feel, I don't know, misery. And misery loves company. They're just cynical, evil people out there. But even when they got all the power to do whatever they want, they just continue to destroy things. Because that's all they're about. Weird, 10 Man. I'll look into it and see if I can fix what's going on. It's reading through. Pumpkin, how is Klaus Cat doing? He's doing fine. He's over there napping in his Klaus bowl. Bobby, Portland is busting drug dealers and users again. Yep, because they reversed that decriminalization of drugs. It wasn't working like they thought it was going to work. Dem shouldn't even be allowed to take care of themselves. Just deciding to be a Democrat says that you're not a responsible person. Tiger Jaw, like Dems giving our millions to taxpayer... in taxpayer money to illegals for votes. Yeah, Tiger Jaw, exactly. Committing treason and stuff. Done. Trump got some popcorn from a gas station. If I were conspiracy minded, I'd think it was code for enjoy the movie, but that's definitely not me. Done. I have seen a couple people kind of mention that. I didn't see what kind of popcorn he got, though. I was curious. Pumpkin, Trump likes to help people. I think so, too. Well, I think helping people has a lot of synergy to it. And that's why, like, I'm always talking about the benefits of being a good person or something that you can't see from the outside. You got to be a good person to understand the benefits of a good person, and helping people is a part of that. You may not always be able to help people because you can't pour into others when you're empty yourself. But if you can help people and you do help people, a lot of times what goes around comes around. And so if you help everyone around you, eventually those people will help you, whether you need it or not. And so it's like, it's a synergy thing. It's good stuff. That's why I'm saying, you know, being a good person is worth it. The thing that like I use to try and like stay on the mark is that everybody wants to live in a good world, but not everybody wants to be a good person. So when you really don't feel like it, you still should try and be a good person, because there's going to be that opportunity where somebody else has some choices to make, and maybe that, you know, it's going to be one way or the other. And that day you chose to be a good person when you weren't feeling like it. Hopefully that'll influence another to do the same. That's how you make the world a better place. AR-16, while they give migrants huge benefits. Yep, exactly, AR-16. Exactly. Giving all our damn money away, breaking down the country. Hateful little Democrats. Pumpkin, I hate when I get home from the store with hardly any food. Yeah, I hate going and buying food. Hate it. Let me see. Got Sig. Did you get my donation/membership? The bank charged me, but it doesn't say I'm a member. Let me know. Got Sig. I think so, but the damn app is glitching on me. But I think what happened is I think you actually joined locals. And I'm not even sure that you joined locals. It says that I have a new one-time supporter at $20, which would mean that you donated $20, which is great. But it doesn't make you a member, I don't think. Is that you, Got Sig? Because like I said, it's glitched, so it's not even telling me who sent it. Got Sig, if that is you, and if... Okay, it is you. So I don't think you joined the membership program. I think you just made a donation. If you do want to join the membership program, you have to click the big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat, in the Rumble chat. And you can only do it while we're live. And I don't know why they made it that way. That's a Rumble thing. That's on them. Hopefully they change that. But the only time you can join the membership program is while we're live, and you got to do it from the chat. That big red join button is so appealing, but it joins you right into locals, and they don't really say anything about it. That's why I have that reminder during the live, is because it is kind of confusing and stuff. And I actually had to talk with people to get it all sorted out. So that's why we do the reminder and stuff. Okay, guys, Sig. Yeah, I just... trying to get us all on the same page here. I know that it's confusing, and I hope that Rumble updates that, makes it a little more obvious what all these buttons are. Thank you so much, Trig Crazy, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. I appreciate you, Trig Crazy. Thank you so much for the support. It says freestyle. No, I can't do it today. I'm feeling like death right now. Breeze by you. I feel bad if I'm not trying to be a good person. My brain would not let me live it down. Yeah, Breeze by you. I feel that way too. Hey, I appreciate you, Got Sig, and thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate all of your support, Got Sig. Thank you. Hidu. Yeah, the subscribe button is actually how you join the membership program over on Rumble. And it's confusing, you know, you come from YouTube where subscribing is just how you join the channel. But on Rumble, you follow. Subscribing is actually joining the membership program. Those people on Rumble, they know. I talk to Rick and all them all the damn time. They know. They know it's confusing. Hopefully they'll come out with an update soon. Mushroom, if they framed it, they obviously didn't need it. Yeah, but I wouldn't gonna say anything about that. Yeah, Mushroom is true. I'd have spent it right there. I mean, they had the clip. You know, they got the recording of President Trump handing them the money and stuff. I'd have put that in the frame. But that $100, that'd have went straight to groceries. Duck of felonies. It sucks being a good person to a bad person, pretending to be a good person. That's true, but everything happens the way it's supposed to, and everything happens for a reason. And so in those instances, You're either learning lessons or you're teaching someone else a lesson. And part of that is you may not actually get to see the other side of it. It may not be for you to experience. Your impression on others could be what's needed for that person, and you may not even realize it. You may never know, because it may not be for you to know. That's part of, God's plan and all of that. You're just supposed to do what you're supposed to do. Mind your business along the way, and hopefully it all works out. At least that's what I try and do. Snooks, if you have a fever, it does mean your body is fighting what you have. Yeah, Snooks, it'll be okay. True Crazy, what color would my H badge be by now on YouTube? I think it was pink or black when they fucked you. It was pink because you were one of the first hooligans when we got the membership program rolling. When we were monetized over there, I think you were pink, and I was supposed to create new badges. Because at the time, all there was a 1-year badge or a 2-year badge. And we were starting to make 3- and 4-year badges, and then they demonetized me. I actually said something a couple lives ago. In July was 1 year since I've been demonetized. And I didn't realize it because I live in this time bubble. So I can't never tell how much time has passed. I thought it was just 6 months or something like that. It's been over a year. It's been like 15 months since I've been demonetized. And we're still here today because you hooligans are the best. All right, we're going to move forward here. And I'll go ahead and give you guys a reminder, even though we just talked about the subscribe button. We'll do it again anyways, just for those that didn't hear it. Before we get into this next video, I want to remind you guys, if you would like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where we type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and you're using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. You got to go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to all of our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live, so definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. So this next video here is about the VP debate coming up, and it may be the only debate we have left, because President Trump says he ain't debating Hina Harris no more. Look at that ball sack with teeth. Anyways, this is titled Walz, Vance Prep for Debate That Could Influence the Race. Let's get this started, and don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
While President Trump makes his case to Georgia voters, his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, is gearing up for the only vice presidential debate of this whole campaign. Vance is about to go head-to-head with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz 1 week from tonight. And without a second presidential debate on the books, next week's VP debate could be the last best chance either of these camps has to sway crucial undecided voters to their side. Mills Hayes has the latest on what could prove to be a really pivotal moment in this race for the White House. Mills, just how important has this debate become?
Hey, Marky. Well, if former President Trump and Vice President Harris don't debate again in the next 42 days, this vice presidential debate may be the last time voters see the contrast of the two campaigns on stage at the same time. We're told that Senator J.D. Vance and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz are already deep in debate prep when they're off the campaign trail. Typically, there are less eyes on the vice presidential debates by comparison to presidential debates. The last time a vice presidential debate got more viewers than a presidential debate was in 2008, when then Senator Joe Biden faced off with then Alaska Governor.
That doesn't look like Joe Biden at all. That's the real Joe Biden.
But how are Midwesterners Vance and Walz preparing? Well, Representative Tom Emmer, a fellow Minnesotan, will stand in for Minnesota Governor Tim Walz in debate prep for Vance. On the Democratic side, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is playing the role of Vance and Walz's preparation. The debate will be moderated by CBS News and held in New York City next Tuesday, Marky.
I always think it'd be interesting to be a fly on the wall watching them debate prep for next week. Mills, what do we know about the candidate strategy, what that's going to look like?
Well, it's the independent, more moderate voters that may actually decide this election. So Vance and Walz will each likely try to paint their opponent as extreme. Vance will likely try to tie Harris closely with the Biden administration and drive home that Americans are not better off now than they were before Biden and Harris. He'll likely talk about the record number of migrants coming into the U.S. under their administration, while Walz is likely to bring up Vance's controversial comments about childless cat ladies and paint him as someone who would take reproductive rights away from them. This will be the last time that candidates from either party will face off on a debate stage unless former President Trump accepts the October 23rd CNN debate. The Democratic National Committee went as far as launching new billboards showing former President Trump dressed as a chicken, accusing him of being too scared to debate Harris.
What I've done too, had Biden, and after that he had to drop out. He shouldn't have dropped out, to be honest. He got 14 million votes. She got none.
Trump said Saturday that another debate would be too late because voting already started. However, Trump has previously debated Clinton and Biden in October in past elections. Marky?
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Well, it's going to be a good time. I don't expect it to be fair by any means. We know how these debates go. They always lean towards the blue team in their favor. But that's okay. We're going to make a drinking game out of it and make it a lot of fun. Of course, you don't have to drink alcohol. We have lots of sober hooligans, but a drinking game nonetheless. You can drink water, tea, lemonade, whatever you want. But we'll make sure it's a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. And we will be covering it everywhere except for YouTube. I'll make some considerations on whether or not we'll show YouTube. YouTube doesn't pay the bills around here, so we'll see how things go. But either way, we will be covering it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, it's going to be October 1st, which is this upcoming Tuesday. It's going to be a good time. So hopefully I see all of you guys right here. Let me see where we are on things. Next up, we have warnings of gang warfare between U.S.-based gangs in Venezuelan Trinidad, which I'm not saying that correctly. TDA is what they all call it. I'm not from Venezuela. I don't know. Anyways, that's what's coming up next. We already know it was going to be vigilante justice, and now everybody's waking up to it. So that's what's coming up next. We're going to read through the chat really quick, though, and see what your hooligans think about the upcoming debate. Breeze by you, very biased. Yeah, it will be. It will be. True Crazy, I don't drink anymore. I don't drink any less either, though. Yeah, I hear you, True Crazy. I hear you. RK, I'm pretty sure Booty Plug will be stuffing walls with those tampons. Yeah, they're not exactly a cute couple, but I'm sure they like each other just fine. You know what those, like the DNC and all that has to smell like? That's all I think. You know, the Harris rallies and stuff, I'm like, just imagine what that place smells like. You know, I've been to dairy farms, but I bet that's a little worse being at the DNC. Yeah, I appreciate you, 10 Man. Also, our profiles will have badges that represent our membership level, 10 Man, because I know that was something you asked for. It's already there. It hasn't been implemented because I was working on the notifications, which I think the notifications work now. So I will get those labels, and I'll write you and let you know directly when we have it. If you go to my profile, you'll see it says King Hooligan, and everybody will have badges like that pretty soon. Mad JD will crush him. Oh yeah, I think so too. What is Tim Walz going to do compared to JD Vance? They better hope they have muted mics. JD Vance is going to walk Walz. It's going to be, I don't know what Walz is thinking. He better catch COVID or something. He's going to need someone to come save him. It ain't going to work out. JD Vance, he's too assertive for Walz. Walz is bumbly, you know, he's just bobbling around like a drunken clown. JD Vance is not like that. It's going to be a good show. I know that. Matt, sulfur and cat piss. You know it. You know that's what the DNC smells like. I'm glad they didn't make candles. Get a DNC candle? No. It smells like you're hurting demons in here. What's going on? No, thank you. You gotta have an open Bible when you burn those candles. I'm just saying. Anyways. Old BR. Walz is gonna lie like a dog. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Walz is gonna lie. They're suggesting lies already. Saying, how do I gotta phrase this? You know, they're going to ban the ability to kill babies. There's no agenda on that. What they're planning for the whole killing baby fetish that the Democrats have, what's done is done. Now that it's back to the states, there is no ban happening. So the whole thing that they're crying about isn't even happening. They're so sad and pathetic. The Democrats are so sad and pathetic. Too old to care. Walz is going to cry. I hope so. I hope so. And I know they'll say the mean orange man's little sidekick, Robin, showed up to make Walz's balls cry, but I don't care. I want to see him cry. Prison Hug. How smart could Walz be if he's taking direction from Camilla? Exactly. Following Hyena Harris's lead, I don't know. You get more direction out of a Bop It. He do. Let's go Crips and Bloods. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be Crips and Bloods, but I can't remember who they mentioned in this upcoming video, but gangs been fighting over territory as long as gangs have been gangs, and now that TDA is here, I don't think our local gangs are going to like that. Zupia, billboards as a chicken. Where the fuck were you when Trump did the town hall instead of the debate because Camilla didn't show, you dumb bitch? Yeah, Zupia, you're right. You're absolutely right. And it's so frustrating to hear these people lie and then watch the government's media repeat it to the whole, the whole nation. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Cheers, tree herder. OBR, yeah, it's going to be October 1st. Oh, yeah. I was going to show you guys the big red button because everybody was asking about it. All right. Now, it's not the most flattering picture of me, but that's okay. As you can see, right there, you see that black and red subscribe button right below the chat right there? That's where it is. Now, if you're on a phone, I think you have to close the chat in order to see it. But that's the big red subscribe button I'm always telling you guys about. Now, if you're already an official hooligan on Rumble, you're not able to see that button because you've already clicked it. I think they did that because there was probably bugs where people were, double, triple charging themselves for membership programs. So that's probably why they did that way. But either way, I told you guys I'd show you. There it is. Now you get to go home and tell everyone Jeff Mack was showing off his big red button right in front of everybody. Put it right on the screen too. Pointed at it. Made everybody look. Said, don't close your eyes. Don't you look away, you hooligans. You look me in the face while I show you my big red button. You like that? Yes. Hey, I appreciate you, Proud Ankle. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for sticking with us for so long. What's up, Morpheus? Happy Freedom. Is the debate today? No. A week from today. Christopher, it's ironic that the government is just like Hollywood. Oh, wait, because it is. Yeah, Christopher, you're right. Damon Walker, today's debate between Vance and Tampon Tim will be a complete bloodbath, in my opinion. Tampon might as well throw himself in the garbage. Damon Walker, I think the same thing. Echo, you're cracking me up, my goodness. Tricker is, I had to delete my locals account. Why'd you do that? True, Chris, as long as you don't show us your brown button, we're all good. I'll keep that in mind. Well, next up, we're going to go ahead and get into the gang warfare here. Everybody's waiting on it. It's next on the menu. The police don't do anything. Border Patrol don't do anything. The government doesn't do anything. Local, federal, state, doesn't matter. So we're going to see the gangs clean up, I guess. This is titled Warnings of Gang Warfare Between U.S.-Based Gangs and Venezuelan Trena de Agua. That's not what it is. La Penoche says La Agua. Fumar mucho bueno mota. Anyways, let's go ahead and get in this.
There is widespread evidence the vast majority of migrants coming to the United States do so for the same reason as this Ecuadorian man we met in New York City.
La situación en Ecuador está bastante grave.
A dangerous situation at home and the hope of work and security here. And while the numbers of those arriving at our southern border has dropped dramatically, there are growing concerns about those coming as part of the Biden administration's parole program, bringing those from 4 countries here by plane. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol data show more than 530,000 migrants have taken part. That includes more than 117,000 from Venezuela, a country with which the United States has no diplomatic relationship, which means background information about them or their prior criminal history is hard to come by.
It makes it so easy for this TDA Venezuela gang that's so treacherous to come to the United States and set up bases. There are bases in New York and other states across the country, and now including even in the state of Texas.
The New York Times reporting members of Tren de Aragua are living and recruiting new members inside the city's migrant shelters. In Chicago, local media is reporting on gang turf wars, a phenomenon predicted by a former border chief in Texas.
But what happens when you start going head to head to gangs like MS-13 that are just as powerful than what you have? You have a big mess. You have gangs fighting gangs.
When the black gangs get fed up with the illegalities and the criminal activity of these migrants or non-citizens, the city of Chicago is going to go up in smoke.
The city of Chicago has spent more than $400 million on migrants over the last few years. Local residents there and elsewhere are starting to become more vocal at city council meetings, arguing that money would be better spent on low-income residents who are citizens of the United States. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Of course, we will be covering follow-ups as we've been doing. That video itself is kind of a follow-up on what's going on with TDA as they're making their way through America. We'll see. I wonder which gang will be the first ones to go after them. I guess it depends on what state. I know in Chicago, Bloods are pretty big around there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. As soon as the vigilante justice starts, we'll be covering it. We were covering it at the border. There's not a lot of news about it because they don't want to encourage more Americans, but there has been militias going to the border that are armed, and they're capturing and trying to help with the border crosser situation, but of course their hands are tied. There's only so much they're able to do because once they hand them over to the Border Patrol just gives them an EBT card. Here's a new iPhone, a pair of Jordans, a Red Cross blanket, have a good day, voucher for a new house, shit like that. So I don't know, but we all knew vigilante justice was coming. I've been saying it for almost 2 years now. I'm surprised it's taken this long, but at the same time, little incidents that are happening, they're not making it in the news because the news doesn't want to show the border crossers being criminals. That's why they're really hush-hush about it, or they don't say who the bad guy is. They'll say some crime was committed, and then they don't show you who the criminal was. They don't tell you who their name is. They don't tell you if they were legally here or not. A lot of times it'll say, 47-year-old male was arrested in a stabbing incident, or they'll say something like that. That way they don't have to admit that it's border crossers that are killing us, raping us, kidnapping us, trafficking, squatting in your houses, stealing your shit from a blue state to go sell it to Americans in a red state, handing over money and everything else to the cartels that come here and they circulate. They don't want all that stuff to be in the news, so they lie about it. They twist the words and stuff so you don't really know what you're listening to. We got one more news video coming up, and then we got 2 funny videos of the day afterwards. This next video is titled this title's real like shit, but we'll try and get through it. Son of Donald Trump assassination attempt suspect Ryan Ruth arrested on child sex crimes. Now I know that title's a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Ryan Ruth, which is the second assassination attempt would-be shooter from the golf course, his kid is a dirty little kid fucker. And so he had bad stuff on his phone. And they found it. What's really interesting about this video, and it is short, is they say that the whole reason the house was being searched was for other reasons. They don't tell you. I assume it's in relation to what his dad did to President Trump, but they don't say that. They just say the house is being searched for non-related reasons, and then they came across a whole bunch of inappropriate content that he should have never had. Anyways, it's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about a little vigilante justice from the local gangs. True Crazy, border crossers do more damage than we even talk about. Yeah, True Crazy. Yep. And if you stand against it, you're the bad guy. It's because these are Biden's border crossers. Breeze by you, there's likely many stories we don't hear about. Oh, I guarantee it. I'm sure reporters want to talk about it, like new reporters and stuff, but in order to make a name for yourself, you got to work for these companies like Fox, CNN, MSNBC. You bring up a story, it don't go with the agenda, it gets shot down. And so there's no way to actually hear about what these border crossers are doing unless we find whistleblowers and live streamers in the street. And because of the censorship being so bad over the last 4 years, they killed most of the live streamers. That's why you can't find lives like you used to be able to in 2020. They're just not available. They got lives on TikTok, but going live on TikTok is trash. And I try to monitor that stuff, but people they're censored so hard they don't even feel there's a need to go live. And then you see these clips coming out on Twitter, and it's like, man, I wish we could have captured that live, but nobody goes live anymore. Yeah, True Crazy, I know. Locals has got I don't know. It's a little confusing. I totally understand. Dutton, everyone needs to start designing their costumes. Yes, Dutton. We will get right on that. What's up, Walter White? Happy freedom. Appreciate you being here with us. We're live every day except for Sunday, ever since the Canadian convoy. Normal times, at least local gangs are willing to defend their territory. Biden Harris failed to defend Americans' territory. You're not wrong, normal times. Heine Harris and Joe Biden, they're worse than the local gangs, but we knew that. Where's the 350,000 missing children? Probably in the White House basement. Stoner Hells Angels. See, the last I heard about Hells Angels, they were all supposedly going to Colorado to deal with the TDA, and that all went nowhere. And I said that was going to happen. I said that it was a bunch of bullshit being spun out of, blown out of proportion and stuff. Somebody took a random clip of some dudes on a motorcycle and told the whole world Hells Angels was coming to Colorado. And I said I didn't think that was going to happen. And I had so many people come from me, all bent out of shape, like I was saying something bad about Hells Angels, over there white knighting for them for no damn reason. And here we are 2 weeks later and not shit happened. Just like I said. That's why it pisses me off when people come talk that shit. I watch the live and I watch what goes on every single damn day, whether I'm sick or not, for 4 fucking years. So when people come up and they talk that shit, I get all kinds of bent out of shape about it, because I know unless they're staring at the screen like I am, they don't have a say. Pumpkin, who will win the war between the gangs? People will be making bets. Pumpkin, locals will win. I think the locals will win. Because the local gangs, they have so much damn politics because of gang leaders and stuff. Venezuelan gangs, they're not from here. And so the gang leaders, unless they got some sort of money to make, which I don't know how they're going to make money from Venezuelan gangs. If they're not able to make money off of them, they'll target them, because otherwise they're taking business away from the pre-existing local gangs. So they might be able to get some frustration out without pissing off the elders, but you never know. Time will tell. Time will tell. Tree Herder, just joined. How come I'm not red? I think it takes some time, Tree Herder. I think it takes a second. No worries, guys. Sig. I appreciate you. What's up, Trump girl? Happy freedom. Bill Clay, get a Harley. I would like to get a bike, but I don't want to die on one, and I don't feel safe driving down the road in the Subaru, let alone a motorcycle. I would love to get a motorcycle, but people need to drive better. And I don't have a place to store one right now. But in the future, we'll see. Prison Hug, keep voting Democrat. It'll get better. That's what they tell their voters. Sussy, why would Hell's Angels give a shit about Colorado? That's just something that people were saying because the TDA was in Colorado taking over the apartment complex, and that video was going viral, and people were suggesting that the Hells Angels were going to show up and do something about it, and we discussed it, and everyone got mad at me like it was my fault. And then I was right, but nobody patted me on the back and told me I was right. So here I am, all bent out of shape. But that's okay, because we saw the same thing with the southern border convoy. You guys remember that? Because no one talks about that. They made $250,000 saying they were going to the southern border to fight, and they didn't do shit. They had a Ted Nugent concert, and they took, I don't know, a week or two or something to get down there. Then they left, and they took all that money with them. And the whole time, everybody was screaming, oh, the Hells Angels are going to be with them, blah, blah. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Not even for a single day. It's just stuff people talk about. It's just the way it goes. Nah, bass. I try. I work my ass off. I know, I just seem like some fat guy sitting here in front of a microphone. I work my ass off. Tin Man, when you ride, you need to have eyes in the back of your head. Yeah, I believe you, Tin Man. I also see the way that, and I'm sure it's area specific, but I see a lot of videos of cops hating on motorcycle people. Now, I see motorcycle people acting like assholes, and I can understand it, but I wouldn't want to be on a motorcycle and have a cop, you know, get all hype, acting like I'm doing bad stuff. I don't know. I don't like that. I like being left alone. So next you have to roll your tongue for the R in Turan. Well, see, and I speak Korean. It's different. In Korean, the rolling your R is different than in Spanish. I was just telling my buddy this the other day. We were like really drunk though, so I'm sure the message didn't convey properly, but that's okay. Anyways, we're going to get into our last little bit of the news here. It's titled Son... Oh my god, this title again. The son of Donald Trump assassination attempt suspect, Ryan Ruth, has been arrested on child sex crimes. Now, this is a really short video. Let's go ahead and get this rolling.
Good afternoon. We begin with breaking news here at noon. The son of the man who allegedly tried to assassinate former President Donald Trump has been arrested on federal child sex abuse material charges in a separate investigation. Orrin Ruth was arrested earlier this week after authorities searched his home in Greensboro. According to an FBI official, the search was, quote, unrelated to child exploitation. Investigators took multiple electronic devices and found hundreds of files of child sex abuse material. That's all according to court paperwork. He faces 2 charges of possessing and receiving child sexual abuse material. His dad, Ryan Ruth, he's accused of trying to assassinate former President Trump in Florida. He's been charged with federal gun offenses.
See, they don't really say what led up to it. Like, how did they find this? What was the probable cause to even get that far? They don't say. Unrelated reasons. His house was being searched for unrelated reasons. Like, why don't they just come out and say that it had to do with the assassination attempt? Why else would they hide that? If he committed a crime and he's some sort of pedo, why would they lie about that? His house was being searched for non-related reasons. Okay, well, that means that you had to have a legal reason to search his house. What was that reason? Obviously, he broke the law. Why are you hiding that information? That doesn't make any sense. Sounds like the whole family needs to be investigated. I don't know how many of those fuckers are alive, but between his dad being, you know, a recruiter for Ukraine and somewhere else, I can't remember what the other one was. Ukraine and somewhere else, and then he also was prepared to take shots at President Trump. Now his son has got inappropriate child content. It sounds like the whole family's terrible. That's what it sounds like to me. Anyways, we're going to read through the chat, see what your hooligans think about Ryan Ruth's disgusting son. Then we're going to get into some lighter stuff here. We got 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled, What It's Like to Be Married to a Hooligan, and you guys are going to like that one. And then our official funny video of the day that is titled, We Need More Holy Water. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what your hooligans think about Ryan Ruth's son. Ugh. Breeze by you, they're trying to pretend there was no assassination attempt. Yeah. It's because they're too busy declaring that President Trump deserves it because of words. He uses words, so you should expect him to get shot at. Democrats are so evil. 10-man most motorcycle tickets you get around here for not having a DOT approved helmet. Oh, I can see that. People are stupid about that because you fall off that motorcycle, you're going to wish you had all the gear on in the world. The way it just erases your skin off your body. I've seen so many terrible videos just so I'm aware of the real evil that's out there. I've seen too much. RK, did they find it or did they put it there? That's a great question, RK. RK, whenever I see motorcycles, I give them plenty of room. I do too, RK. I point at them and stuff. Just let them. I mean, sometimes it might go off the wrong way, but I want them to know I'm acknowledging them. Like, I see you, dude. I'm not going to let anybody else get you, man. Like, I get like that. Because, like I said, I've seen a lot of bad videos of motorcycles. 10-man, cops only mess with you when you act like an idiot. Yeah. See, and I have no intention of doing that. I don't like doing that stuff. The only time you get messed up, it's not the only time, but the highest chance of getting messed up is when you're fucking around. How many times you bust your ass as a kid and have your parent be like, oh, you were screwing around, weren't you? Well, that's what you get, you know? I'm very much that way. So people screwing around and they get hurt, I'm like, well, what'd you think was going to happen? So when I'm out and about, I don't be screwing around. Because I don't want nothing bad to happen. The bad stuff happens on its own. I try to minimize it. If I was to get a motorcycle, I'd probably be cruising slow. Snooks, you're not fat. Oh my God. If you look it up, I'm technically obese. Because I'm 5'11", I'm 225. I'm probably not 225 right now. I'm probably like 215. But I'm almost obese according to the record, whatever the standard is for America. I'm like, really? I didn't know that. What about my cat? I bet my cat's obese too. Big old chicken nugget. Matt, they wouldn't have announced that they were going there. Yeah, Matt, and I feel the same way too. Like, since when do you hear gangs, especially like Hell's Angels, going, all right, guys, send out the flyers. Let them know we're going to Colorado because we're here to help. And like, I've never heard of that stuff. So, yeah, funny stuff. It makes it even funnier that I got yelled at about, I made a bunch of people mad. I didn't say anything wrong, but people get mad for being mad. Reasons, I suppose. But get all mad at me just for it to turn around I was right anyways. Sam, I rode just over 100 miles Saturday in a benefit ride for a friend. It's badass, Sam. Hope you had a good time. Hair juicer. I wear a DOT helmet on my mountain bike and still got messed up when I crashed last year. Yeah, hair juicer. It's worth it having the gear. When I was young, I didn't like all that stuff, but the stuff that I've seen, I've had friends that got messed up. I don't know. I wouldn't be willing to get on a bike or anything without having a ton of gear on. Just in case, you know. You never know when things are going to go left. Snooks, you're just solid-bodied, like a well-built tank. Well, I try, Snooks. I try. What's up, Muskie Boss? Happy freedom. Done. The way that they treat Trump is just like saying she shouldn't have worn a skirt that's revealing. Yeah, blaming the victim. That's what Democrats are doing to President Trump. You're totally right. You're totally right. AR-16, I quit riding 40 years ago. Run off the road twice. Never again. Yeah, AR-16, that is scary. That is scary stuff. Dabs. I mean, if you're just chill and enjoy yourself in the right areas, you're usually okay. Yeah, Dabs. I mean, if I got a place for a motorcycle where I could store it, I probably would get one. A lot of people sell them here, and, you know, like I'm always telling you guys, cars are really expensive here. You buy cars used, you're paying a lot. I mean, there's like no cars available for less than $6,500. I'm talking about cars that don't even run are going for $6,000 around here, because that's just the way cars are here in Michigan. But motorcycles, You get motorcycles for like $1,500, $2,000, because 7 months out of the year is snow on the ground. So I think people go and they buy, pay full price for motorcycles, then they gotta get rid of them because they don't have a place to store them in the winter, or they don't want to store them in the winter, and then you go buy it for cheap off of them. There's been a few times where I've been looking at motorcycles and stuff, but I don't have a place to store it, and I don't have anyone to ride with. I think if I had somebody to ride with, I'd probably be motivated enough to get one. Bill Clay, you should start a hooligan outlaw motorcycle club. I would, Bill Clay. If I had a motorcycle, I would. And I know there's people in whatever, MCs and all that stuff, and I'd do what I'd have to do. I don't. From what I understand, you get a lot of blowback from other clubs and stuff, but I mean, if we were doing the thing, we would do the thing. Plastic whack. In other words, the guy ain't talking, so they went after his kid. I'm sure they want to know where he's getting that money from. Who's got $150,000 laying around? Yeah, plastic whack, and that could be exactly what they were doing, because Ryan Ruth, or whatever his name is, he wrote that letter, and he even included that he wanted to put $150 on President Trump's head for anybody that could follow in his footsteps and all that stuff. Where'd he get that money from? Because everybody's seen the video where he's being interviewed by CNN or somebody, and he's like begging for money. He's like begging for $5 and stuff. Somehow he's got $150K laying around. Yeah, something's not right. Somebody's funding him. Someone's controlling him. Trump girl, father and son, both pieces of crap. Yep, seems that way. Smells like Fed Boys. Smells like Fed Boys big time. Dabs, the cops are just mad they can't catch the bikes. Probably. Zupia, when I win the lotto and buy Hooligan Manor, we will get a couple of bikes and ride together. Be badass, Zupia. Bill Clay, gotta be tough to be an MC, especially the one percenters. I don't want to be tough. I want to do things by the book. I want things to be legit, you know. I don't want to act like a bunch of tough guys. Nothing good comes from that. Normal times. Dems are big on family reunification. This family can spend time together in Supermax. That's right, normal times. Keep them together, right? No kids in cages. Not without the parents. Just saying. They're going to bring that back too. I remember they were saying that about Trump. Trump put the kids in cages. They didn't say that about Obama, though. Those were his cages. Christopher, can't wait until winter. I'm tired of all the noise from the bikes and racing. So late at night. Shit's got to stop. Yeah, Christopher. I feel that way until every time you go outside it's all wet and cold and 4 feet of snow and you got to get in the car and risk other people running into you. I feel like there's problems no matter what it's doing outside. Mushroom, got to ask them for their blessings before you start one. It goes a long way and earns their respect. Yeah, Mushroom. See, in this area, the local MCs, which I don't know them very well. I've told you guys before, I had a buddy that was trying to start an MC, and the local MCs wouldn't let him. They wanted him to join their stuff, and he was trying to create his own stuff, and they didn't want him to. And because he was so worried about their opinion, he stopped. And you know how I am. You know how I am. I was like, how about they go fuck themselves and we do what we want? And he's like, no. We got to do, if they don't want us to do it, we're not doing it. I'm like, better you than me. Because if it was me, I'd tell him eat shit and we'd have did it anyways. And now he doesn't even ride because of all of that. He felt like he wasn't welcome. And so like now he doesn't even ride. And he's a sheriff now. So I wonder if he hunts bikers. He might. You never know. You never know. Anyways, let's get into some fun stuff. This next video here is titled What It's Like to Be Married to a Hooligan. You guys, you're going to love this. Now, before we get into this, I have the last reminder of the day. Let me get this video pulled up really quick here. Now, before we get into our first funny video of the day, I want to remind you guys, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the Linktree link in the description. in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's get into this. This is what it's like to be married to a hooligan.
You did not just fucking fart in there, Ryan. Oh my God.
Holy. Let's get right into our official funny video of the day. Get this pulled up here. Oh, let's see. This one is titled, "We Need More Holy Water." It's not enough. They deserve more than holy water thrown at them, but you know, that's okay. Who's got time to piss in balloons? Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to drop this Linktree link for all of you guys, where all of my links are listed. So if you would like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, really appreciate it. All of you guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7. We have a news board to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. And there was something else I was going to say, but either way, go join Discord. It is free. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there in the chat while you're watching the live. You'll also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our built-in social media area. It's kind of like Twitter or Facebook, but there's no crying liberals, there's no crazy community guidelines, there's no fact checkers or any stupid shit like that. And we also have forums to encourage open discussion. We have an arcade with tons of games to play, and we have an advanced messaging system that has built-in group chats that gives you the ability to text each other, call each other, video call each other, group texting, group calling, group video calling, and more. It's the best way to be a part of the live and everything we do. And jeffmaclive.com is the home of the hooligans, so definitely go get yourself a membership. We're going to read through the chat really quick, and we'll be doing the Pledge of Allegiance and wrapping things up. But we'll be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Thank you, Breeze by You. I'm hoping I feel better tomorrow. I'm sitting here. It's rough. I feel like I'm dreaming right now. I'm just dying. Just dying right here. I need to take some Advil. 10-man damn knocked his wig off. Yep. He was like, "It's ma'am." He's like, yeah, that ain't holy water in that balloon either. Mm-hmm. They're used to smelling like piss and shame, though, so, you know. Not a big deal for them. Snooks. And this is why I'll never get married again. See, Snook, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. He was trying to share with his wife, and she's just ungrateful. That's what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what I was looking at. Get some. I just got back from the store. Can you repeat everything you've said for the last 54 minutes? Well, get some. I can't, but we do have the replay available right there. I appreciate you joining us, get some. Thank you, Pumpkin. I will do my best. Oh, we're going to try the sauce because it's awesome. Zupia, the sauce is Spanish Trace. Is it Trace? I don't know how you're even going to write that to me. Spanish Trace, Diablos, or Three Devils. Ooh, what is that? Holokia, scorpion, and habanero peppers. We're gonna try some sauce. Okay, so give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a spoon. All right, let's do a thing. So as I said in the beginning of the live, Zupia sent me some hot sauce. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. Look at how clear that is. Finally, the camera works. I show you guys something, you can see it. It goes blurry. That's life. That's life. Let me figure this out. Yeah, I appreciate you too old to care. Thank you for being here with us. I'm gonna have to fight the bottle. Don't do this to me. Everybody's watching me be weak right now. Well, let's see. Certain things I can't show on the screen here. Doo-doo-doo. I wonder how hot this is going to be. Made me cry like a little girl, like a little Democrat. Mm-hmm. Super excited. All right, got my white spoon here. I got it because this one was the racist one. No, you guys stop that. You stop that. Come on. You hear that? It's fresh. Holy. This is gonna wake me right up. This is gonna kill all the germs in my whole body right here. Okay, let's move the keyboard. I hope you hooligans are ready for this. Doo-doo-doo. It smells muy caliente. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pretty excited. Right before tacos, too. So you guys can see it. It's not fake advertisement. Cheers, hooligans. Oh, my God. It's hot. Up here. Way up here. Holy. Well, that Diablo's got some fire. It's got some fire in it. Holy. I'm so glad I waited till the end to do that. Fire. Super fire. Look at my eyeball. Mm-hmm. Whew, I'm going to be good by the end of the night. It has got a lot of bite. A lot of bite to it. Holy. Zupia goes great on tacos. I bet it does. Probably not by the spoonful, though. Fire. Holy. Thank you, Zupia. That's good stuff. Bill Clay, now you'll breathe fire. Yeah, like in our funny video of the day, I'm going to get me a tube. It's going to look like an exhaust. It's good stuff. Zupia. I love it on tacos and chili. I bet. It's good. It's got that chili kind of flavor to it. That bite is something else. I think it's the habaneros. See, my little throat clitoris is just wrecking me right now. Tin Man, nope, I'll pass. I'm sweating. My eyeballs are sweating. It's good stuff. I'm trying not to touch my face. Don't do that if you're eating hot stuff. Thank you, Zupia. You're such a badass. Tree Herder, no need for your weekly dose of vermectin. I don't need much after that. This is going to clear me out. I already know. Green Falcon, that should clear you out. It's going to. It's going to. I'm telling you, I think I can see better now. Mm-hmm. Bill Clay, that sauce will make you hallucinate. I hope so. Don't say that. I'll be ordering some more. I need a good vacation, you know? Done. Gonna be a flamethrower from the other end. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to grab the tube. I'm gonna look like a hot rod. Mm-hmm. They're like, what's that backfire? Why does it smell like burning ass hair in here? Anyways, hooligans, it is that time once again. I should did this in the other order. Whew, kind of like drinking coffee and giving yourself a prostate exam. All right, hooligans, it's that time again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. This is gonna be something else. I'd say right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Suffering. Trying to get through it. At least we got it. At least we got it. We're going to read through one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind. And we are wrapping this up. And I'm going to make some tacos. Mm-hmm. Man, that sauce is good. RK, poor Klaus is going to suffer from the aftermath. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He likes to hang out in the bathroom with me anyways. It'll be... Maybe not this round, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Normal times, the hooligan hot sauce. Yes. Tree Herder like a modded ricer. I know. It's going to be like the Fast and Furious. With a lot more political talk. Snooks. Zupia, this may have cured Jeff. I think so. It could have killed the Rona. It's so hot. Seppo, win the lottery. I am trying. The lottery was really big yesterday, and I was going to buy a ticket, and I forgot until you just told me. I wonder when the next one is. What day is Tuesday? It's Taco Tuesday today. So Wednesday. I don't know. We'll see. Somebody win the lottery. One of us hooligans got to do it. Thank you, Tony Rich. I appreciate you being here. Mushroom, that sauce will break your fever for sure. They're in competition right now. It's a competition. Christopher Bertoli, vodka sauce is game. I've never had that. That sounds pretty good too. Echo, your butt is not going to like you. I guarantee it. I'm going to call you and I'm going to be all crying and you're going to be like, I told you. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, RK. All right, hooligans, that is that. I will see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I don't know if we have President Trump live or not. I kind of think we do, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll see you for Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership program, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans. I can barely talk. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So thank you so much for all the support. I will see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap. That was my ass.